Hello everyone and welcome to Pushing Positivity on the Pier, where we introduce amazing people, take a deeper look into their story, and share how they're making positivity actionable each day. I'm Josh Schiller, and today we're joined by Mother, social media director for the Artists, etc., a nonprofit advocate, and the founder of Accomplished Women, Ilsy who?
Hey, that was a great opening. Thank you.
A little bit of energy to start the day.
I know, right? It's a beautiful day today.
So why you're here is because of the actions you've taken in life and the person that you've become, essentially.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of your time is actually spent on what you're doing now and obviously taking care of each one of those projects. But if it's okay with you, I'd like to go back a little bit.
Okay.
So where does the story for Ilsy start?
Oh boy. Well, it started when I was young. I don't know if you remember the movie Working Girl.
I do not.
With Melanie Griffith. She's on the Staten Island ferry going into work. She was a receptionist and she kind of worked her way up into being an executive, basically making the impossible possible. So as a little girl, I always wanted to be an executive. And it's just certain things about life that kind of happens throughout many years. And I didn't quite become an executive for a big company, but I decided I wanted to have my own business, learning whatever I learned from a big corporation to develop into my own business. Throughout the years, certain things happened. My grandmother, who was one of my best friends, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. I helped my mom take care of her. And my grandmother always said was, really be your own person. No matter what happens in life, get out of bed, do your hair, put your makeup on, even if you're not going anywhere, be your own person, be independent. So throughout the years, I kind of carried that with me. And this is where I am today because of my grandmother, who was a powerful woman, really fought a good fight, but she was my inspiration.
So we knew as a young child, we wanted to be an executive, right? Where did that take you, I guess, after high school? Because in high school, were you still in that mindset, like, I need to go into business, I need to start a company, I need to work for, you said you wanted to work for a corporation at that point, right?
Yes.
So where was your mindset graduating high school? Did you go to college?
My life kind of took a left turn. After college, I met my now ex-husband, fell in love, decided that...
So you did go to college?
I did go to college.
Okay.
I did go to college. I actually went to college for travel and tourism and a few other things. I went to John Jay and I did politics. So I did quite a few things. Still kind of finding myself. But then I fell in love and I got married, had a nice house, have two beautiful kids who I adore, Catherine and Daniel. I got to give them a little shout out. I kind of put everything on a standstill because at that point in my life, I said, you know what? I was just happy where I am. I was in love. I was like 20. So things kind of took a standstill, but then I kind of still looked at things from the back seat of what's going on around in the world. I noticed that there was lacking women empowerment movements. I've noticed, and Oprah came about, which was great, and then she left again. And I think when the light bulb hit me was maybe 5 years ago, when I said to myself, okay, my kids are older now, I'm independent, I'm no longer married, so I had a lot of time to kind of think about what I want to do with my life, the next steps. Still working for a big company, but a lot more mature. I said, you know what, there's something out there that's missing. And I just felt it in my heart, okay, I'm going back to that young Ilsy again.
Yep. Watching
Working Girl, being inspired by powerful women. It's like, I need to empower myself again and help empower other women. And it's a longer story than that, so we could go more into it, but that's just when it just hit me again, like, come on, Ilsy, you gotta do something about this.
Yeah, and I think young Ilsy, right? And then channeling young Ilsy.
Yeah.
There's that piece in the middle though where you weren't essentially young Ilsy.
Yeah.
Why was that?
So, like many women, and I might get a little emotional, after you have kids, you go through postpartum depression at times. And it was a very rough time for me. And after my divorce, certain people couldn't handle the fact that I was going through depression, and we made a very hard choice to get divorced, just to make sure. But the kids were happy. We made sure they were happy, and I needed to take some time to find out who I am. And luckily, I had a support system through friends and family that were there for me when I needed them, and through finding inner strength to find myself again, I realized that now I'm the young Ilsy that was lost in between. So I'm making you cry, but it's true. I mean, it's a hard period of life. I decided to start writing for a magazine, which was it was amazing. I didn't go for school, and I wasn't an English major or any sorts, but I realized after being divorced, I didn't know anything about dating. I didn't know anything about relationships again. I didn't know anything about how to date myself, which was the title of my first article I wrote for Bella magazine, and it was Date Yourself First. It was okay to be alone, go to the movies, have popcorn by yourself, and just be okay with being in your own skin. And then I wrote a second article, don't Facebook friend me until after the third date, because I find out that creepos out there want to know your personal life, and they Facebook friend you. It's like, dude, I just met you. Why do you want to know my family already? So
where did you go to middle school?
Exactly. What's your favorite color? It was just really hysterical, but through writing for the magazine, it helped me really just let out all my feelings. It was so therapeutic. I felt like I started having a voice for women that were kind of afraid of just saying these funny things. You know, dating can be kind of weird, so women don't want to talk about it. And it was just an amazing opportunity that I had to kind of like let everything go, feel confident about myself, and realize like, wow, I could talk about things and people actually like me and people are listening to me. So after all those years of going through postpartum depression, trying to understand why I was unhappy, whether I wasn't good enough for my husband, why would I feel that way? This was like a defining moment of, you know what, I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay. Young Ilsy is still here. Now, how do I go about helping other people to do that?
So there was also a beginning, right? There was the end, but then there was a reincarnation.
A reincarnation,
of young Ilsy. So then you took these steps. Were those first steps actually writing, or how did you figure out, okay, I'm free essentially, I want to start deploying this energy somewhere? How did you get to, I want to write, or how did you even start looking for options to start deploying whatever your skill sets were at that point?
Okay, so the first one was the writing, and that was several years ago. So that's when I had the light bulb moment of, I'm very creative. I didn't realize how creative I was, and I found my voice to speak up.
What do you think gave you that ability?
Just saying to myself, giving myself positive affirmations throughout the years of going through postpartum depression.
Positive self-talk, right?
Yeah, positive self-talk every day. And I recommend that for anyone who's going through postpartum depression or any depression or divorce, who's not depressed, is just feeling down on themselves.
Did you get any outside help, or were you?
I did.
Okay.
I got outside help, and it's just waking up, telling myself, I really love myself. I'm a good mom. I'm a good person. What are my abilities? I believed in the church. I went back to church. I found meditation that helped. I pray every morning to God help me, continue me on this path that I'm here for. So that helped a lot. And then it happened again a few years ago. I had this woman, Jamie. Her name is Jamie Anderson. Such a beautiful, beautiful spirit. Never complained about having cancer. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. Showed up to my son's games. Very strong woman. She was just such an influence in my life of, Ilsy, you're awesome. Ilsy, let's do this. We had such a good time. She was an eagle as well. And she had so many big dreams, and unfortunately, cancer took her life. But that's when I said to myself, I gotta do it. I gotta keep doing it. Whatever I'm here for, I have it in my belly, have it in my heart. It's gonna come out. Something big is gonna happen, but I know I have to keep doing it for the people who are not here for me, because they see something about me, but it's not quite cutting it out yet.
And they didn't get the chance.
They didn't get the chance. I mean, I still feel her around me because she's such an amazing soul and spirit, and she's such a great person. But just seeing her going through this whole process of trying to fight breast cancer, and still being positive, going to the hospital to visit her, and she says, "You're such a jerk. Why are you visiting me? You're coming so far away. You live so far away." And I'm like, "Don't worry about it." Like, just seeing her just fight a good fight.
You were offered another amazing perspective.
It is another amazing perspective of, you got to do it. Don't have fear. And that's when I don't have fear anymore. Because what's the worst thing that could happen when you try something new? You're not going to die. So you might as well live.
So you had this feeling, you took this feeling, and now you took action in the form of starting to write these articles.
Yeah.
Now again, I think something on a very make it actionable level, you didn't just start writing articles and put them online. You actually strategically reached out to some people. How did that process go, just so other people can know, okay, I want to start writing. What did you do to actually get that writing in front of the right people and out to the world?
Yes. So what I did was I networked. I have a very good friend of mine who wrote for a magazine. We got together for, I think, coffee, and I was just chatting it up with her about dating and the silly stories that I came about online dating, which is crazy sometimes. And she was like, "You have some really good ideas. Why don't you put together a few pitches of what you want to write? I'll introduce you to the CEO of the magazine and see where it goes. You never know." Like, "Yeah, but I'm not an English major, I don't write." So, well, we have someone
Isn't it crazy how we disqualify ourselves sometimes?
I know. It's really quite silly. But, again, I was going through the process of finding myself. I wasn't sure where I belong in this universe.
That was still the fear talking.
It was the fear talking. So I wrote a few things down. I think it was like 3 of them. One of them was date yourself first. So she read it. She was like, "All right, let's have coffee." So on Staten Island, went to a small bakery, had coffee with her. We chatted it up. She's like, "You know what? Let's do a love column, and you'll be the contributor for the love column." And I'm like, "Really?" I'm still like in shock though. I'm like, "Really? A love column?" Ooh, okay. So 7 articles later, that was published. I did it. I mean, I was published 7 times.
Yeah, you were.
Never thought in my wildest dreams I would be published at least 7 times. I'm in print. I have the magazines. My kids could see it. They could read it. Network, meet people, ask questions.
Network is loaded.
It's so loaded.
But let's understand it for a second. How did you network? What did you do? Did you reach out to people via phone, email? Did you go to events? Like, what did your networking consist of?
Oh, my networking consists of Facebook groups, networking with people, like-minded people, whether it be moms, whether it be entrepreneur moms, whether it be people in the corporate environment. Networking is building relationships.
Did you go in with a goal, or was it just to meet new people?
Just to meet new people. Actually, it's to meet new people. And then I end up having like really good friendships out of these people that I've met, which is pretty cool, like you. I network with someone that I work with, and she introduced me to you because we have similar values about life and helping others. So it's a powerful thing just to you kind of go in with not having really big expectations, but to get to know other people, because you never know who you may come across.
So you've been networking, you've written articles at this point, but you were still working at this point.
I was still working. I work for a financial firm, very successful financial firm. And then I decided to join a women's interest network because I wanted to be around other business type women. So I decided to join this women's interest network, which is a volunteer program for the company and for their women employees, which helps them with networking skills, business development. We will have CEOs of companies come in and talk about their experience of going up the corporate ladder, how they built their business, how they market themselves. Right up my alley. So I started as a volunteer, did a few events as a volunteer, and then one day they asked, "We need a volunteer to moderate a panel." So I'm like, "Oh, I'll do it." just like a little bit shy, but I'm like, I'll do it. I'm like, okay. And they're like, okay, great. I did it once, and it was an adrenaline rush. I loved it. And I was like, I want to do it again. And so I volunteered again to moderate. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it again. But this time, I'm going to put something in it that's me, who I am. Instead of just trying to remember the questions and the introduction, I'm going to put in me now and see how it goes. And I did it the third time, and
what did that consist of? What was putting the Ilsy flavor on it? What did that mean?
Ilsy. It was stand-up comedy in the beginning, because when you're in a room full of 60 to 80 people, they're super serious. It's lunch break. They're doing this. They're here to like learn.
Yep.
And I was like, I can't do this. Like, come on, people. So I would crack a joke, and they all start laughing, and then we'll start with the event.
Yep.
And that's when Ilsy came in. And that's when I realized I love public speaking. I need to learn more about this. I need to learn more about presenting better as well. And that's when I said, how do I make that into a business in order to help women who wants to have a voice, in order to help themselves, in order to help their business, in order to help anybody else? How do I make that into a business to help other people? And that was an eye-awakening moment, because by then, internally, I said, damn it, Ilsy, I have no fear.
Okay, so now we've had this feeling, and for some time, when it comes to knowing how you want to give back or your contribution, you also know what you're passionate about, which is helping empower other women. What do you do with that feeling?
I developed accomplished women. Accomplished women. That's my baby. How do I highlight the everyday woman? We have so many different types of magazines and outlets for celebrities, women who are CEOs of companies, which is great, it's fantastic. But I want to be the voice of women who are starting from the bottom. And how do I help empower them? How do I highlight them? How do I highlight their businesses? And that was like my mission. I was like, this is what Accomplished Women is about.
What is Accomplished Women? Before we go any further, what is Accomplished Women?
It's women who accomplish anything. It's not by money. It doesn't have to be.
Is it a group? Is it a community?
It's a community of women that want to be a part of the movement of helping develop of other women become more powerful.
For people that are looking for
guidance and how to develop their skills, public speaking skills, if they need coaching in regards to their presentations, or they just need to talk about developing their own business or redefining themselves, going through a divorce, going through a major life incident, being sick, and just want to really understand who they really are. Because although my business is based upon helping women become empowered by public speaking.
So are you a coach?
I am a coach. I'm a coach of many things. I wouldn't want to define myself as just a public speaking coach, because I help women really with their life. And it's just more
than... So you're a life coach?
I am. It just makes me so happy within my heart so much. It's like, this is little Ilsy coming out. Like, this is little Ilsy dreaming about things going to be big. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
But then taking the necessary steps to make that dream a reality.
Yes.
Right? Because a lot of times we can picture an ideal outcome or what we want it to look like, but then the execution part of it may not come, and that's why people sometimes, why am I not where I want to be? Or I'm dreaming about it, but nothing's happening. It's the action that you took along that way while having that dream and that vision, but then doing the work.
You have to do the work, and you have to be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't, you have to be patient with yourself. There are things that I'm working on with projects to help expand my business. And I have to be patient with myself, and people have to be realistic. Things just are not given to you. You have to work at it, but it takes time.
So this next project you're talking about, because you didn't have enough on your plate at this point, you needed more.
Yeah, I do. I needed more.
What was that?
Well,
or what is it?
It's amazing how all the opportunities started coming. So I was given the opportunity to work with a multi-award winning artist. His name is etc., which is a really positive person. didn't like the way his social media was being handled. He heard good things about me, and he said, you know what, do you mind handling my social media? So he's just an amazing, amazing artist, very positive, helping him also with his Only Have to Believe campaign, which is really highlighting people who believed in themselves, even through adversities, when somebody told them you couldn't do it. And so we're working with V-Moda, that created his own line of headphones. We're doing commercials, so I'm helping with the talent recruitment of that. And so it just opened so many different opportunities to work with him and to gain so many more skills that I could also, in return, help other people learn. So there's like a method to everything that I do. I did my public speaking in order to help other people. I'm doing social media in order to help other people. So whatever projects I take on myself is because I want to make sure that I can recycle those skills to help people gain skills of what they need, what they feel that they're missing as well.
And so now we've done this, and this is another project. Yeah. But wait, there's more. What else are you doing now as an advocate for nonprofits? What's going on there?
Right, so I was, again, someone came to me. He went to the same high school I went to, not the same years, but we became friends through Facebook, a reunion group. Started a nonprofit organization, Sounds of Tomorrow, which is based out of Newark, New Jersey. And it is a music enrichment program helping kids develop their skills in music, videography, even graphic designing. And it's such an amazing organization that they have. And so he's like, look, you know, come visit us, you know, experience it, meet the team, and let us know if you're interested of joining. So I did that. I attended one of their events at its open house event. And I was like, you know what, this is great. This is great. And, you know, meeting the kids and speaking to the parents, connecting with the parents. I was like, you know what, I'm on board. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm helping them develop their business. Right now we're in a process.
What are they looking for?
Right now they're looking for sponsorships. Money. It's always
supplies,
money. We need new equipment for the studio, so it could be.
What type of equipment?
It could be anywhere from guitars. It could be from video cameras. Luckily, we were given a huge donation from Kevin Bacon, the actor, with a bunch of guitars.
Wow.
But we're always looking for new equipment that we need to put into the school. Also, money.
New equipment.
Please, if you have
Sounds of Tomorrow.
Anybody, Best Buy, come on, it's Christmas.
Take action.
Take action.
So, we're Supermom. We still have the job at a major financial firm.
Yes.
We've established accomplished women, a community, right, built on empowering women entrepreneurs. We're also a life coach. We're a social media director for a multi-award-winning artist. Yep. We're a business development executive for a nonprofit, and we network and we do all these things. How do you manage your time?
I put everything in my calendar. It's really that simple.
Write it down.
You write it down. You gotta write it down. I have my kids' events, so there are times I have to say no, but everything's in my calendar. All my kids' activities are in my calendar because it's impossible to remember everything. I mean, we're all human.
Write it down.
You gotta write it down. And prioritize as well what's important to you for right this second.
Urgent versus important.
Yes.
All right, so if we're sitting back here a year from now, Ilsy, what does life look like for you?
It's gonna be like, holy cow, a year from now? I know. I'm gonna be on TV somewhere talking about how I got here, how I helped people.
So with that being said, we've come to the part of the show where if we haven't learned enough about you yet, we're gonna learn just a little bit more. And this is really the time of the show where I like to kick it over to you, and where if you can give the audience maybe some actionable advice on how they can make positivity actionable, or just some guiding principles that can possibly help them in their day.
My words to everyone out there is, you can make it happen. Dream. I dreamt from a little girl being what I am today, and it's such an amazing feeling that I have in my heart and my soul that I'm able to do these dreams and make it a reality. I'm a mom. I have a crazy life, driving my kids back and forth. I have a full-time job. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm helping an artist, I'm helping a nonprofit organizations, everything that I wanted for what I want, that I've been dreaming about all my life, I'm having it today. It is doable. So if you ever question your abilities, if you ever say, I don't know if I could do it all, or there's not enough time, what about my family and their happiness if I'm not around? You know what? Expectations. Make them understand this is important to you. I cannot emphasize enough how who you are and developing who you are and putting the positivity out into the universe may help somebody. It's our duty to make sure that we put this good energy about each other and put it out into the universe. It's our duty to help support one another. I help women and actually people in general become better at what they do. And it brings me so much happiness to see other people grow. So my words to you is that just keep dreaming, dream into doing. That's one of my mantras. That's accomplish women, dream into doing. And don't be afraid to ask for help, because together we're stronger. It takes a community to raise a family. It also takes a community to build a business as well. So don't ever put the ego aside. Ego's all the way back there. Doesn't matter. You got to make sure that you ask for help when you need it, because there are plenty of positive people out there. And then when someone tells you you can't do something or they're negative to you, for those 2 people who are saying you can or I don't like you, there's about 5 people behind you saying yes you can. You're gonna be awesome.
Gonna be awesome.
So that's the thing. I'm Ilsy. Little girl, big dreams. Now I'm Ilsy, mom and everything else, still having big dreams, making things happen.
Yeah, you are. Dream into doing.
Dreaming to doing.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And together we are stronger.
Yeah.
So on that note, where can people get in contact with you? What is the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah. So the best way to reach out to me is go to my website, which is www.accomplishedwm.com. I'm also on Facebook.
AccomplishedWM.com.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook as well under Accomplished WM. I'm on Instagram under Accomplished Women. And it's just really send me an email as well.
What's your email?
It is accomplishedwm@yahoo.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's how they get in contact with you. 2 things, and then we're done, I promise. Number 1, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
for taking time out of your
Thanks.
morning. It's cold, but it's not that cold. You dressed the right way, you're good to go, and we had an awesome conversation. So thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being you, but thanks for being here, number 1.
Thank you.
And then number 2,
Yeah.
and this is of the utmost importance. This is how we end our show every week. One of these.
High five.
Thanks, Ilsy.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.